Hello, everybody. I'm going to wait for people to get on the line a little bit. This is my endorsement of Jarome Bell for the 2nd Congressional District. And I'm going to explain why. I didn't feel like I needed to write this up because I have some things I have to say that's been on my mind about what's been going on in the 2nd Congressional District. And I believe Jarome Bell has demonstrated in every kind of way what leadership means for the Republican Party being represented up there in the DC swamp. Now, I'm going to invite some people on. I'm getting a whole lot of invites and stuff like that. And this is the first time y'all saw me after the interview on the Beach Brothers show. I loved it. I hated the fact it was some technical difficulties in the beginning, but we got the job done. And that's exactly the way it needs to be. Now, to start this off, Jarome Bell has shown leadership in a time where leadership was necessary. I have watched his campaign grow over time. When I first met him at the Virginia Beach Young Republican Social out there in Virginia Beach at Chicks Beach, where I surprised people and showed up, Jarome Bell was warm and welcoming, meeting all types of people and not holding back on how much he loves America. I would see him show his love throughout his campaign, being unapologetic, being strong and making tough calls and decisions, and being the true conservative that America needs. Now, I watched Scott Taylor's campaign. I watched Ben Loyola's campaign and even spoke with Ben Loyola at Virginia Wesleyan College after a Trump supporter was assaulted. But I'm going to tell you what stands out about Jarome Bell from the other politicians. I don't see politician in Jarome Bell. I see leadership. I see a man from the military that doesn't give up on his country. He doesn't leave America behind. And I saw that in the others who had similar military experience. But there's a difference between military experience and natural leadership, where you engulf everything about you, everything about your experience, and you apply it to legislating and governing groups of people that you represent. And when I look for that, I don't look for those who leave their own campaign behind. I don't look for those who show up when the metrics look good to show up for. I look for the person who shows up anyway, on one side of the railroad tracks to the other. Every time I was looking for Jarome Bell, he was there. Every time I would find Jarome Bell, he'd be on at 8 o'clock telling people and telling Democrats, you can go to hell if you ain't down with conservative wisdom and values, and you are down with destroying America. He stood up and rise from the concrete. Jarome Bell has exemplified what I look for in a Republican, regardless of race or background. He's been in Eastern Shore, Virginia. When I was in Hampton, I was asking the Hampton GOP, who have you met? Who have you seen when you needed them? The first name that keeps coming out was Jarome Bell. I got so sick and tired of hearing Jarome Bell's name. I said, that's the man for the job. When you're sick and tired of hearing about liberals destroying America. Now, when I looked at Jarome Bell, and I saw it in his eyes as he spoke with passion and conviction. Pro-Trump, pro-life, pro-guns, pro-everything that means everything to the Republican Party and saving America as a whole, not as a denomination for a particular group or special interest group. He has been at CPAC, being who he is, not pretending to be somebody else. I can trust and believe Jarome Bell when he says he is here for America. He is here to instill wisdom, great mentorship, and walk a mud puddle dry in that damn swamp in D.C. That's what I get from Jarome Bell. Now for Scott Teller, let me get to you. Why I don't support you and never ever will. You have sent surrogate after surrogate to speak on your behalf. Every time I see you, you are selling some used car that's been a lemon for over some time. You have left your campaign prior to dry and hang out in the courts and get convicted dealing with your mess. And you had never stepped up and took on responsibility where it's needed. And also you got your ass kicked already by Elaine Luria, and we don't need a second ass kicking that has came with your leadership. Now, that's how I feel about you, Scott Teller. When I first saw you at the 2A rally, the only time I have seen you at any meeting, and your name gets called out. I've been to Norfolk, I've been to Virginia Beach, I've been to Chesapeake, and each time frame I've seen your surrogate speak for you. You didn't speak for yourself. Where's your leadership? And you running around throwing out display signs, pick up your campaign yard sign, doing this, doing that, and nothing about how to lead in a time of crisis where leadership is needed. Now for Ben Leola, I love passion and your drives, but I see that you're too weak for what we need today. You showed up late to Virginia Wesleyan College, and I had to speak for an extra 15 minutes, firing up the bass while you put on a stupid pizza shop. Now, I give you credit. You are willing to walk across the aisle, but I think you are bent over when the times get tough. And when leadership was needed during COVID, and when leadership was needed during these protests and riots, nobody heard from you. This is the time period where America was calling for leadership, and you was too silent to speak about it. Now with Jarome Bell, I saw something different. He was speaking, he was firing off on all cylinders, and he was letting us know clearly, with clarity, not fancy language, what he would do to protect America. That is what we need in America. True leadership that's unapologetic, has backbone, and won't compromise our values to the devil. We are seeing that today. Jerome Bell, when COVID was out, he was running his neighborhood with the American flag saying America is going to kick coronavirus ass. That's the leadership I want. When Jarome Bell speaks, he speaks from the heart, passion to the soul. He will put on his combat boots when ready to protect America, and he will put on the heart and soul of the Republican Party and conservative values when he gets to D.C. I do not see intimidation in Jarome Bell. I do not see him bowing down to the establishment. I see him stepping up in places where places has called for people to step up for them. That's what a true Republican and conservative with the attitude that we need to cross different lines, cross different barriers, make people independent, not dependent of government, make government more efficient and less overreaching in people's lives. We see government so far in people's lives that we can't go to church. And Jarome Bell has spoke up for our faith in God each and every time, and he has done it with passion. He has spoke the truth. He has not cared about what other people may think. He has represented exactly what the 2nd Congressional District needs in a Republican. There's not too many people I see with that fight. And you know I call it the way it is, and I tell the establishment I'm not playing by your game or dancing on that dance floor. And I see Jarome Bell has picked up the piano, started playing his own tune, and that's exactly what we need in the Republican Party. So when you go to the polls this June, when you place that vote, I want you to think about exactly leadership meant to you, what your military experience meant for you, for those who carry out that message. I want you to look at what being a conservative means. I want you to look at when a time of crisis, who spoke up, spoke out for you, and gave you the belief that America will overcome. Jarome Bell has exemplified that message. He has showed playtime with politicians is over. I do not see a politician in Jarome Bell. I see a true patriot in Jarome Bell. So when I vote in the next couple of weeks in my district, I'm voting for Jarome Bell. I said, forget the rest. The rest had their chance to speak on leadership, but they dodged, ducked, in every kind of way. I called them out for a debate. Jarome Bell was the first person to say when, where, how, in his backyard, in their backyard, in this place, in that place. Ben Leola, Scott Teller ducked the debates. If they can't talk to you, America, if they can't represent their ideals under confrontation, which we all know is a constitutional right to confront your accuser. If they ducking debates, they gonna duck us in D.C. They gonna dodge us when we want answers to what they are doing for America. Jarome Bell said he is not going to duck and dodge, and he has not ducked and dodged one bit during this race. He has started from the ground up and built, and with grit, built his base to show that America comes first. That's why I'm voting for Jarome Bell. That's why I took the time out to give out a video endorsement, not writing it, telling you why. So when you vote for love of country and who has represented that since they started from the beginning until where they at now. Do you see Scott Teller? Do you see Ben Leola? Or do you see them only at fundraisers trying to gain up on their war chest? They talking to the special interests and the elites already. Jarome Bell is talking to everybody and letting them know I treat every voice, every suggestion, every complaint with the respect that it deserves, because I talk to you, the voter, not just the fundraisers. That's why Merle Rutledge for governor of Virginia 2021 is voting for Jarome Bell. And I ask all patriots, all those who love America and country and our morals and values being protected, to come along the Jarome Bell train and show these politicians we are no longer accepting business as usual. So you vote for Jarome Bell. This is Merle Rutledge for governor of Virginia, doing it for the 2nd Congressional District, doing it statewide, showing you the patriots over the politicians. You have a great, wonderful weekend. Check my friend out, Jarome Bell. He's accessible. You can talk to him anytime frame you want to. You can see him on 8 p.m. every single day, telling America, letting America know he's pro-Trump and why, and not going to wander or waver on his support. He has stuck on the line, and he had not ducked and dodged or flip-flopped like these other politicians. You vote for a patriot, and that patriot is Jarome Bell. I'm going to wait. Actually, we may have Jarome Bell actually getting on the line, so I'm going to see if he actually, so he could go ahead and talk to the voters out there and give out a special message. So I'm going to give him a second to get on. I was actually getting ready to get off, but Jarome Bell, I guess, feels like he has to say something. So come on the line.
Hey, man, what's happening, brother? Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course, of course. I told you, I don't tell people when I give out endorsement. I just do it.
Yeah, that was a great surprise, man. I appreciate it. I'm up here waiting now for a Skype with America Voices News right now, man, and I saw this, man, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I'm out here sweating and all this type of stuff. And I said off the break, I said, Jarome Bell, I said, tell him about today. God told me today, he said, you need to speak up for Jarome Bell because you have already vetted out all the rest. So do you have anything to say to my audience? Because they are shocked that you're on the line right now. So you got to tell them something because at this time period, I want them to say, this is the man, of course, for the job, a true patriot, not just a politician, pro-Trump, unapologetic Republican. And I said, exactly, you didn't duck or dodge when the call for leadership was needed. And that's why I'm letting America know, Virginia know, you are the best man for this job.
Right. No, man, ain't no ducking and diving, man, when it comes to me, man. I'm just straightforward. You know, like I tell everybody, I'm not a fence rider. You know, I grew up in the hood, man. I grew up in the ghetto of Cleveland, Ohio. You know, I escaped, as my opponent would say, he escaped Cuba at 2, you know, but whatever. I escaped Cleveland, Ohio at 7. You know, so I understand, you know, what it is to live in the ghetto. I understand what it is to want and need something, you know. So I understand where a lot of people are coming from. Now, I'm the only candidate that can go and actually speak to people where they are. Now, I can go to Pocosin or I can go down to Norfolk, Virginia. I can go out, I can go to the Eastern Shore, I can go to Virginia Beach. You know, so I understand, you know, people's wants and needs. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, you know. If, you know, I'm going to be on one side of the fence or the other, you know, but you know, what you get out of me is you're going to always know where I completely stand on issues. You know, there would be no miscommunication or misconceptions about where I stand. So I can't say that about my other opponents. So that's why I feel that I'm the best opponent, the best person that's going to beat Elaine Luria, the Democrat. You know, come in November. You know, people just have to understand that they need to vote for me. So hey, gotta run. They calling me in. Thank you, hey, to everybody. I appreciate y'all support. World, I appreciate your support, man. You know I got your back. Thank you, brother. Hey, I gotta run. They're calling, okay?
No problem on that one. Look forward to your run. See you in a couple of weeks. Now you see what I'm talking about. He didn't even know that was going to happen, and he made time to be right there during this endorsement. You know, he come from all walks of life. He's earning every single vote, and you see why I am voting for Jarome Bell. And you heard it from him himself. He had all this type of stuff to do, but he made time. That's the most important thing for Americans to have now. Not those who scared to come to their town halls, not those who ducking and dodging. You just saw him for yourself, being there, making time for America and American values. So y'all have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And remember the name. Remember when you vote at that ballot box to make sure Jarome Bell becomes the next 2nd Congressional District representative for the Republican nomination to kick Elaine Luria out and put true conservative value in.